I don't even know where to start. What's up, everybody? I'm on here because I think it's time to address some things that have been building and stirring for the last 6, 7 months. Um, we're not gonna say any names, but I'm not gonna, keep it a secret about who it is or what it's about. Um, this is strictly just to. I'm not here to talk shit or anything. This is just strictly. I want to set the record straight. I want people to know how we've gotten to this point because there's a lot of questions that have been asked, and I've had to give half answers because I'm trying to protect the person that's attacked me. I'm done. So we're gonna go all the way back to August 2025, um, when I first came to Ohio. Um, we were in Maslin. Uh, the mother of my two children, which before I even get started, I just want to apologize to my kids in advance if they ever see this. Um, I tried. I tried really hard to protect the privacy of my family, but it's not something that I'm being allowed to do. So uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna handle all of it with the truth. Um, the mother of my youngest two kids, while she was pregnant, knowingly, um, God, I mean, where do I start? The drinking, the drugs, the pills, calling the baby a parasite, uh, having no intentions on keeping my child. I didn't have a say in the matter, of course. Uh, and she also knows the person that I'm with now because we were all together. Uh, and then her family gave her ultimatums, and because she was unhappy, wanted to leave, even though we had housing and a job and everything ready to go. She just wanted to leave. She chose to leave. Even with conditions, she chose to leave. And those conditions were that she wasn't allowed to contact me. And these weren't my conditions, it was the conditions of her family. That she was not allowed to contact me. I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to do that. Anything regarding me, it was just off limits. And she was the one that left. I didn't. There was nobody pushing her. If anything, we were doing everything we could to try to keep her there. But she was willing to uh, adhere to the requirements that her family had, and she made her decision and she left. Uh, she had a job lined up, refused to go to the interview multiple times. Just really drug everything out. A lot of lies were told during that pickup. She told her family that I was in Dayton. I was not. I was told to hide in the fucking bathroom because her uncle pulled up with like six cruisers just to get picked up and put a car on a dolly. Uh, it's just there's a lot of misconceptions throughout the whole situation. And then moving into September, uh, it was a lot of like she wasn't allowed to contact me, so she would run outside and contact me or call me or just constantly texting me off of the hook. Um, was that yeah? Oh yeah. Um, didn't know there wasn't commenting. I can't. I can't because it's already set. Um, but she would run outside to to make sure that nobody could hear that she was already not listening or following these rules or these obligations that were set for her. Saying she wished she didn't leave, she regretted it, so on and so forth. Uh, and her family was talking shit on me. Yeah. So then this is when we move into the stuff that most of my fans are somewhat aware of. Because during that same exact time, when we were still in contact, even though she was doing it against her family's wishes, which we also addressed that, was going to cause problems, and I didn't want problems. I wanted to be able to, have communication with my kids, but I wanted to do it in a way that wasn't going to piss anybody off. Uh, so during that time is when the initial hack of my distribution platform, TuneCore, was made. Um, we were going back and forth. The TuneCore was set up in her email. So in order for me to log in through the two-factor verification, it sends her a code, and that's the only way that I could get into it. Well, I got her sent the code, and she never got back to me. She didn't answer my text, and it just the line went ghost. So I wasn't able to log in or anything, and I just I was like, okay, maybe the phone died, maybe her family came in or something. But no, what she actually did is she took complete control of my TuneCore account, which is where most of my original releases are. So that's Stuck in My Way. That's my whole album. That's the song with Hard Target. That's Down in Alabama. That's all of them. Along with that, in October, she hacked my email. That's what that was also a part of it. She hacked my email. YouTube was texting. She was spinning out, texting everybody, texting friends. I've got names here. We've got let's see, Texting Destiny. And then the biggest thing is moving into October. There was some posts made about carving pumpkins with the woman I'm with, Alicia, and we were carving pumpkins with her kids. And that simple Facebook post got turned into a war in the comment section because my mom and the mother of my two youngest got into the comments and started going off, to put it lightly. Uh, so I mean, shout out to the mother of my oldest, because I don't have to. I don't even have to remotely deal with some of the things that I've been dealing with by any means. Because I've never been given an ultimatum to tell my child happy birthday by my oldest daughter's mother. But in November, on November 10th, I wanted to tell my daughter happy birthday. And what that came with was a condition, and that condition was she wanted to talk about how she felt about the situation. And I have gone tremendous lengths to try to keep all the conversations about the kids, only about the kids, always about the kids. And she was not willing to let me speak to my child long enough to tell her happy birthday or sing her happy birthday on the phone without saying, we're going to talk to me first. We're going to talk about this. We're going to do this, and we're going to turn it into some drama before. And I wasn't willing to do it. I wasn't willing to sit there and fight and just allow the negative shit to take complete control of the situation. And it put me in a shitty situation. I was crying my eyes out. I felt like a bad dad because I can't even, it's not like I'm not trying. I'm not being allowed to. And so with that, in the same time period, that's when my dad got onto, Triple T's live, started wilding out, doing his little thing. And then she also got on that panel and was doing an amazing job at acting. Because in the middle of her being on that panel, which the live isn't up anymore, but I'm sure Tim still has it, she was on the panel saying, I apologize for how his dad was acting, et cetera, et cetera. But really, she was the one who set him off and sent him up there. She was in contact with him, um, and they were, you know, they were in cahoots. They were both teaming up and trying to go after me, which is part of the reason why my dad was crashing out the way he was, is because she was fueling his fire. And that was a 6 hour live stream. That live stream went on for 6 hours. So, uh, and then to put that into retrospect, I didn't even know that this live stream was occurring because I'm like trying to enjoy my night. We sat down, we watched the movie. Sat down, watched the movie Forrest Gump, and I had no clue that any of it was going on. I was even getting text messages, but I wasn't checking my phone. Wake up the next morning, and midway into the day, I start checking my social media, and I see text messages from so and so and so and so. Yo, man, you need to go. You need to go live. You need to go live, and it's from the previous night. So I go back, I watch it, and as I'm watching the live, I see her in the chat antagonizing and just setting it up really good. And it sucks because I don't want to be doing this right now. I really don't want to fucking be doing this right now. It's been 6, 7 months. It's just been going and going and going. And I'm in a position where, you know, I don't want to get on here and have to say this shit and put this shit out there. But God, I mean, how long can I keep my fucking mouth shut before I need to set the record straight? And you know, nothing's gonna change what all's been done. This isn't gonna fix anything. This is simply just because I want people to know how we've gotten to this point. You know, who hacked my stuff, why it got hacked this time, and you know, a lot of things that provoked the situation that happened on Triple T's panel when my dad was flipping the fuck out. A lot of this provoked that. She hasn't, you know, she's texted and antagonized a bunch of people. Um, yeah, about 10 people. We got Alicia, we got myself, we have Angela, we have Destiny, Raj, Chop, Shaden, Tara. Um, I mean, it just goes further and further and further. So, and then that's not to mention the internal antagonizing that goes on with the mother of my oldest daughter, who wants nothing to do with the bullshit. Me and her are on good terms. We don't have any problems. We have a good agreement. We stand on that agreement. We're not having these tit for tat emotional back and forth conversations or arguments or anything. We get along. It's easy to do if you want to do it. So moving into December, you know, we were making holiday posts, and that became a problem. That's when my mother got in contact with me saying that it was kind of like poking jabs. And so it gets to a point where we're being told we have to adjust how we operate in our life or how we want to make a Facebook post. We can't even feel comfortable just simply making a Facebook post because somebody's going to take it as a jab when it's not, and then turn it into a whole fucking ordeal, which is what has happened time and time again. Which, like I said, I don't speak on it. I don't talk about it. I haven't addressed it because it's just not something that I want to bring energy to. But here we are. Here we are. I mean, it's gotten to this point. She also went live with Shaden Adams during December, talking shit, and she was running off at the mouth saying that she made me. Just outlandish shit. So like I said, she's definitely with the cutting the tears on. Like, you know, she got on Shaden's live and cut the tears on, and then as soon as I get on there, it's a tit for tat, and then she leaves when I start telling the story and I start telling the truth. She leaves and doesn't want to, or like I get in the chat and start addressing the things that is bullshit that she's saying. She doesn't want to hear it. She'll leave. And when I get on the phone with the people that she talks to, they have nothing to tell me other than, you know, a lot of the shit that she was saying doesn't exactly add up, but what you're telling me makes everything she says add up, but on your end, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a saint in this situation. I have tried to step back and handle this in a different way and handle this properly, because this is the mother of my children. I don't want to go on social media and bash her the way she's going on social media and bashing me. I don't want to put stress on the current pregnancy of my child I've yet to meet. I don't want to do any of these things, but it gets to a point where if she was concerned about that, she would not be doing any of these things. And I don't really see what the benefit in it is at all. We have, uh, two children. We're gonna have to co-parent throughout our lives. It's gonna have to be something that's gonna be worked through at some point. Um, and it just takes a toll. Like I've gotten to a point now where after everything that goes on, the phone calls that I have to make, I was on the phone for an hour and a half explaining the whole situation to Shaden front and back. Just like my side, the good and bad that I did, the good and bad that she did, just the truth, just laying it out and saying, oh well, this is why she said this, because yeah, I definitely did do that. And that's part of why she started doing this, because that was her reaction to what I. So it's just breaking it down to multiple people over and over and over and over, and then waking up and the woman that I love is sitting there crying because she just made a Facebook post, and and now she's getting attacked in the comment section, or she posts something with me, her, and her kids, and she gets attacked in the comment section. And it puts a stress on my daily life. It puts a major stress on my relationship, and it puts a wear and tear. I mean, a lot of the arguing and the disagreements that I have with somebody that I do get along with, most of the arguments come down to, why the fuck is she doing this? Why am I getting attacked? What did I ever do? Like, they know each other. They know each other. Um, the mother of my kids has been around her kids. It's not, it's just like a switch flipped in her head, and she's not who she once was, or she never was that person at all. I don't know. So through the whole time, I've tried to, text her about the babies, check on the kids, and a few times I've tried to call, and I've tried to strictly make it about the children, and it never works. It's always conditional. It's always, no, we're gonna talk about what we need to talk about, or it's okay, we'll just talk about the kids, and then when I get on the phone, it's a complete 180. Um, so, and it doesn't help that most of the conversation is just like passive aggressive attack at me and just letting her feelings out, which she's hurt and she's upset, and I get it. But at this point, I don't want to have a conversation unless it's not about my kids, because of all the things that have been done. I don't even have access to the royalties or the money that I make off of most of my music. I can't even access my TuneCore account because I've gotten kicked out of it. I had to put everything that I have on absolute lockdown because I don't know what there's access to and what there's not. I have to apologize to people because they get messaged, or they get pulled into the shit because they're being lied to, or they're being steered in a direction that's beneficial for her because she's a victimizer. Um, Texting off of fake accounts and fake numbers, acting like other people so that she can get her point across in a third person perspective. Just like, I don't know how much further I can break it down. There's blocking somebody, and then there's blocking a fake account, and then there's blocking an account that she's talking to you through that's somebody else's, and then there's fake numbers and text now numbers and emails. And I mean, nothing that I have said I don't have witnesses to or evidence for. And it's so this is where we are. Um, I I'm happy with my life. I enjoy my life. It's just a lot of bullshit that I have to put up with that clouds everything that I'm doing. I deal with a lot. I got these shows. We're doing merch, getting video shot, recording music, social media, trying to get my legal stuff figured out. Um, and then on top of all that, it's just I become scared to open my phone sometimes because I don't know if it's gonna be some bullshit. Um, so it's really frustrating and really aggravating, not only to me but uh, the woman that I love, her family, her kids, my friends that are also having to put up with the back end of it. It's just enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired of the constant back and forth, the constant. I get told all the time when I see people, it's like, man, you look so much happier. You're doing so much more, and this and that, and it's just nothing but good stuff. And for somebody to come out here and bash the person that's putting me there, the woman that's bringing me to this point, the women that are bringing me to this point, and guiding me into being the person that I'm trying to be and helping me grow. And it's just miserable people hate to see you shine, and sometimes those people are the ones that you least expect them to be. Sometimes they're the ones that you're not gonna be able to get rid of the rest of your life. um I again want to apologize to my children if they ever do one day see this. I did everything I could and I didn't want to do this. um but this is where we're at. This is what I didn't want to do this. I've tried so hard to just turn the other cheek and try to be the good one, try to be the bigger person. But there comes a point where the truth about somebody's lies has to be told. I think we all know that in this genre of music, that every dog has their day, and unfortunately, that's what this video is for. So I appreciate everybody that's come through um, and watched this, and I'm gonna leave this live up for anybody to come back to or rewatch, analyze. Um, it's just I want it to be here because I'm tired of explaining it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of having to correct people about what is or is not true because there's so many lies floating here and there. Um, so I'm gonna leave this here for y'all, and I appreciate everybody that came to listen. Uh, I kept the chat cut off because I didn't want any hateful messages. I don't know if my kids are gonna see this one day or not, but that's why I'm doing this the way I'm doing this. I don't. Uh, this isn't a bashing. This is just simply me putting the facts out. So with that, I appreciate everybody that's come through. I appreciate everybody who looks into and checks on myself and Alicia for knowing what we're going through, knowing what we have to put up with and what we deal with, and the people that love and respect us dearly. We appreciate y'all. Um, it's been hard. It's been rough, and not only for me and her, but for everybody around us. Which I'm sure that's exactly what she wanted, and that's fine. Um, Nobody was sitting around here wanting that for her. Nobody was sitting around all day plotting. We're just trying to have peace in our life, and that's part of the reason why we have both done everything that we can to not let this happen. But this is where the line comes. So I appreciate all of you. I'm gonna leave this here. Big Nendo out.